Master the APA format. The contents: title, abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion, and references.
The title belongs on the first page of your paper. The title should be brief and should summarize the main idea of the experiment. Below it should be the author's name. It should be typed in uppercase and lowercase letters and should be centered in the middle of the page. It should be a brief statement of the main idea and what's being investigated. Now, moving along to the abstract. The abstract belongs on the second page of the paper and one should not indent the paragraph. The abstract should summarize the experiment. Also, the abstract should include the purpose of the study, those who participated, what experimental method was used, and the results and what it means. The abstract should be no more than 150 to 200 words.
The introduction explains why the study or problem is important. It also explains the aspects of the study that have previously been reported and talks about how the study differs from previous studies. The introduction identifies the hypothesis and objective of the study and discusses the theoretical and practical implications.
The methods section is divided into labeled subsections, which include descriptions of participants and procedures used. When describing the sample of participants, mention the age, sex, race, level of education, socioeconomic status, etc., being as specific as possible. Describe the procedure for selecting participants. Provide the intended size of the sample and the number of individuals in each condition, and how the intended size was determined, for example, by a particular alpha level or effect size. Describe the methods used to collect data, such as interviews, observations, or questionnaires. Specify the research design, whether it was experimental or observational. Describe the experimental manipulations or interventions used, such as the control groups, how and when manipulations were applied, and the setting of the intervention.
In the results section, you should summarize the data collected. Include any charts, graphs, and tables used in the study that can help support your finding. State any statistical tests that were performed and their respective outputs. An important component to add is the measure of effect size and any confidence intervals observed. Include any missing data or any excluded participants and provide a brief rationale. Do not interpret your findings here. You will interpret them in the discussion portion of your paper.
What is the purpose of a discussion? You have already come up with a question, you did your external research, you formed your own study, and then you collected the data. This is where you get to bring all of it together. In discussion, you interpret your results and you make further conclusions about them with respect to your original hypothesis. You chose to pursue this question because it matters, so emphasize its significance. So how to begin? Your first line should be stating if your data supports or disproves your hypothesis. It should be a clear, concise, and significant statement. The purpose of your entire research is to answer this question, so make it easy and interesting for the reader to understand. If your data disapproves your hypothesis, offer post-hoc explanations. Use external research to verify your results and find similarities and differences between them. Your findings are new, so put emphasis on them, but remain in context. Now remember, restating your data is not analyzing it. A complete interpretation should include the following: sources of potential bias and threats to the validity of your research. Is it valid or not? You should also include the imprecision of your measures. You should include the number of tests or overlaps among the tests. You should include the effect sizes that you observed. Then, you should include the limitations of the study. Also include alternative explanations of the results. And last, don't forget to mention the population that you studied versus the samples that you actually observed. In the end, why is your overall question significant? What role do your findings play in today's world? Are there any unresolved questions? Remember, this is important. You want the reader to feel like their life has become more significant because of your study. You have made an impact in their studies and hopefully inspired them to unravel new questions. Leave the reader intrigued, inspired, and curious for future research.
The reference page should begin on a new page with the title reference page, bolded and centered. Double space all references. Alphabetize references by the author's last name. All references should start the first line at the left margin and all subsequent lines indented. A general guideline for referencing peer-reviewed articles is provided below. Additional ways to reference any type of journal, article, online source, book, or any other material used in the study can be found in the publication manual of the American Psychological Association.